Let's examine what we can see from the outside first. He is organized and systematic. He likes to get information from outside, books, professionals, etc. He has inferences based on past experiences instead of abstract analyses. In his comedies, he produces ideas taken from the elements of everyday life by increasing the possibilities. Analyzing with examples. Example 1. In an interview of Frank James, comedy sketches based on MBTI by the Smal Show.
Because I am somebody that loves fun, and I guess that's why I'm also just attracted to your channel, because you're taking something like personality and you're turning it into something fun and relatable. So for the folks that have never really looked into this, they can go and watch your videos and, you know, start to learn about what some might consider a fairly serious topic, but have a lot of fun with it, right?
Yeah, and I think that is the way to go about it when it comes to something like this, because before I did personality types, or before I had done the comedy sketches, I had been on YouTube for a while doing more like educational kind of videos, which I still do now, but I was doing basically that before. And you have to get someone who already wants to learn to click on a video where I'm in a bit more of a teaching mode. But when it's a comedy sketch, yeah, they're just able to laugh at it, but then they can pick up on, I mean, they're just stereotypes basically, but they can pick up on that to begin with and then be like, oh, that type reminds me of my brother or my, you know, husband or whatever. And then from there, they can be like, well, let me read a little bit more about this. Let me learn what makes this type like this, what makes it different than other types. So yeah, you're right there that it's a good way of bringing people in, and maybe they just watch it for a laugh, but maybe it can actually, in a roundabout way, teach them a thing or two, or at least lead them to wanting to learn more.
Analyzing his response. Without the host prompting or asking about his past, Frank James immediately reflects on it and begins talking about how he started his channel. It shows that his SI function immediately tries to draw a connection to past experiences and reflect on them. The fact that he chose the option with more returns because he thought he wouldn't be able to attract enough people and preferred an option that would make him reach his goal faster shows that he is practical and goal-oriented. That is, he uses his TE function higher. In addition, his desire to teach the information he learned to someone else shows TE. And doing this when he is in teaching mode shows that he is making decisions according to his FI, instead of TE, since he no longer needs it. The host's question, which he says that he treats a subject he values very much in a comedic way, rather than seriously, makes him feel like to clarify it. And this shows his loyalty and protectiveness to his values and the things he loves, and that he uses his FI, but he values TE over FI, so he isn't bothered by it. He actually sees benefits of it. He examines the host's idea that the comedy sketches can lead people to learn about MBTI. He explores possible scenarios such as viewers recognizing familiar traits in people around them, like a brother or a husband, which makes a sense of connection. From there, he imagines another scenario where this familiarity sparks curiosity, leading them to explore and learn more about MBTI. These give us a lot of NES, also goal-oriented TE examples. Example 2. In an interview of Frank James, comedy sketches based on MBTI by the Smal Show.
And have you enjoyed having the opportunity to essentially have yourself freed up to focus a little bit more on the acting side of things?
Yeah, that is the great thing about it, is just the extra time to work on other things. And I also do 1 to 2 other videos on my channel a week, which may or may not be comedy. Sometimes I do, like I said before, more educational videos. So yeah, being able to delegate the script out to someone else has been a great time saver. Plus, I don't know what it is, but I find that I work better when I have a starting point. When someone else gives me a script, like, it's just easier for me to come up with more jokes too, because by the end of it, a script can be, it changes, but sometimes it's, 30 to 50% stuff that I came up with, and it's just easier for me to have a starting point that someone else started. Something about my personality type. I wonder what that is. I don't know.
Analyzing his response. When the host asks if he enjoys the acting part, instead of working, he makes a comment about practicality, time efficiency, and goals, and talks about his routine. This means that he uses high SI and TE. He directly evaluates this part systematically, without focusing on FI's emotional handling of events or SE's sensational experiences. He reminds us of his response from their past conversations at the beginning, and explains the details of what his schedule involves. This shows the orderly and detailed aspect of the SI function, and he states that not doing some of the work himself saves time, using high TE. Also, he especially emphasizes that what he does is not just comedy, and continues the protective effect of his FI on this subject. Note: FI only gets protective for deeply valued subjects, which can change person to person. He expresses that he can work more comfortably with a starting point taken from someone else. That is, the comfort of following an existing system. This is a characteristic that belongs to SI. He also makes another comment about efficiency of using a starting point. This shows that he uses high SI and TE. And he also adds that it is much easier to derive ideas from this point. He starts using the NE function by thinking about different new connections and possibilities in a system that has been decided at the beginning. He is surprised that the situation works well for him in an inexplicable way, and says this is something that always happens, but he doesn't know what it is, and tries to understand his personality. Here, he notices both the routine from continuity, SI, and his desire to understand his own personality, shows his FI.